Hi guys, today I'm 39 weeks pregnant and that is really exciting to me. Basically because 39 weeks is just where I personally wanted to get to in my pregnancy. So at this point, I feel comfortable going into labor any day. Not that I feel like I want to rush baby out. Baby is perfectly welcome to stay inside of my womb for as long as it feels necessary. But 39 weeks is where I felt comfortable. Like, I think every woman feels comfortable at a different point, and it's just where your brain settles on, I guess. Like, some women are, happy to have their babies at 36 weeks, and some feel comfortable at 37. 39 is just what felt good to me as far as baby's development and growth and just what I felt was best for baby. If I had gone into labor before 39 weeks, I would have still been excited, and of course I still would have wanted to meet my baby, but I had in my mind just always thought I'd like for the baby to make it to at least 39 weeks. So yeah, that's really been exciting for me to make it to 39 weeks, because I have had days where I was like, last week, I think I finally did have that switch turnover where I felt like I could actually have the baby any day. Like, I think that mode of thinking finally made sense to me that, it's not necessarily happening weeks from now. Like, it could be any day. Because last week I was talking about how that still hadn't fully registered in my mind. It's registered. I've not actually had any moments that I thought I was going into labor. I just mean that I'm actually starting to think like, wow, I could have a baby tomorrow. And that's not, that's just, it's something that my brain is accepting. It is a very surreal thought because I know that my life is about to change so much, but it's impossible to actually think about how it's going to change. So it is very surreal thinking about it. And it's like, it's almost bittersweet because it's like my husband and our relationship is obviously going to change with a baby. I'm not saying it's going to change in a bad way, but it will be different. And, I have gotten definitely really, teary-eyed and stuff when I think about it. Just the fact that I really love the relationship that we have. We've had an amazing relationship the entire time we've known each other. Like, literally from the moment we first started talking, we've just been, I don't know, we've had like really an idyllic, perfect seeming. I mean, perfect is, everybody has a different basis of what's perfect, but for us, we've had a really perfect relationship. And it's bittersweet thinking that it's going to be different. I know it's going to be different in a good way. We're both very, very excited to meet our baby, but, things are going to change. And change is something that's always a little bit scary. So yeah, I've definitely had I'm even feeling like emotional just thinking about it now and talking about it now, even though I'm just talking to a camera. But like, anytime I think about it, I get a bit emotional. So yeah, it's just really surreal thinking that the baby could come any day, or even, even if the baby came 4 weeks from now, because that would bring me to 43 weeks. Like, even if the baby came 4 weeks from now, like, that's really soon. Like, my life is going to be drastically different. Like, it could be drastically different tomorrow. It could be drastically different in a month. But either way, like, that time is going to fly. And my life is just going to be so different. I know once it happens that, like, it's all going to be good stuff and exciting. It's still really weird to think about. So after saying how wonderful and amazing and lovely my husband is, I will mention that I have definitely gotten moody. Like, it's weird because it's like I actually feel really good physically. My symptoms have gotten, if anything, I feel like they've gotten less and less as I've progressed in pregnancy. Like, I don't, like, any physical discomforts that I've had seem to be decreasing, not increasing at this point. Like, I feel good, but I'm still moody and I have a shorter temper with my husband lately. I've definitely noticed that this past week especially, I think it's like if I ask him to do something or if he doesn't hear me when I say something the first time, like I get snappy like right away, which isn't, I'm not saying that I'm never moody, because I've always, you know, we all have moody days, but in general, that's not like me at all. Like, you know, normally we can bounce off of each other in a more fun way, but I've definitely been like snappier with him. It's like if I ask him to do something, like I expect him to do it right away, because it's like, I'm pregnant over here, like I just asked you to do something, can you please do it for me? Like, are you really going to expect your pregnant wife to do it? And it's not that he's thinking that, it's just that, you know, when you're moody, you act irrational sometimes, or you respond in an irrational way. So I've had a short temper lately, and I don't know if that's hormones or what, but I've definitely, that's a symptom. Well, I'd like to think it's a symptom, and then I'm not just becoming like, you know, a mean, nasty wife. That wouldn't be very nice, would it? Yeah. And I have had this past week, it's funny, I've had really high days in the sense that I've had loads of energy, you know, did lots, like on Wednesday we had a really busy day where I think we woke up at 5:30 in the morning and we were like out all day long until basically we came home and went to bed. And you know, I was on my feet all day and I felt completely fine, didn't have swelling at the end of the day. Had my husband do like the little thumbprint test on my feet to make sure that there wasn't any edema or anything. You know, no swelling, I was fine. You know, and I felt good. But I did have a couple days last week where I was just really, really tired. And it was like the kind of tired that I had back in the first trimester, where you just, like, there's nothing that you want to do. Like, everything seems like a much bigger ordeal than it really is. And yeah, I definitely was just like laying down, tired, sleepy, didn't want to do anything, as if my body just wanted to like preserve energy in those moments. So, you know, at this point, I don't know if it's because baby's still having growth spurts or if it's just something else, but I definitely had a couple of days last week where I was really tired, and those were sprinkled, you know, between days where I was doing way more than I normally would, even if I wasn't pregnant. So there's that. I haven't had my midwife's appointment yet. I think in last week's vlog, I'd said that I was going to have it today. Today's Monday. I'm pretty sure that's what I said, but it's just because I was remembering incorrectly. The appointment is for tomorrow, which is Tuesday. If the appointment was today, I would have waited until after the appointment to do this update, but because it's tomorrow and it's later in the day, I didn't want to wait to do the update, because then I wouldn't be posting until Wednesday, and I feel like, I don't know, people might start to wonder if I've had a baby or something if I did that. Especially because, like, at the end of pregnancy, that's when people start being like, have you had a baby yet? Have you had a baby yet? Which, that actually happened to me. Well, it's not really important how many days ago it was. I can't really remember how many days ago it was. But basically, like, a few days ago, I logged into Skype and I had, like, 15 missed calls from my mother. She had basically been calling me, because I live in the UK. My family is in the US. And so for her nighttime, all through into her morning time, she was calling me, trying to get in touch with me, because she had a dream that I had the baby. And she was certain that that meant that I had the baby, and I just hadn't contacted her yet. So I, of course, log into Skype and see that I have missed calls, and I'm like, oh my God, something's happened. Like, my family's been trying to get in touch with me. Like, I need to get in touch with them. So, like, I call her thinking, like, that something may have happened, and she's just like, did you have the baby? And I'm like, no, I would have called you if I had the baby. So, yeah, I'm at that point where it's like, need to keep, like, at least some kind of constant contact so people realize that, like, if I were to have the baby, like, I would let you know, don't worry. So that was kind of funny. But, yeah, she was actually grumpy with me about it, because she was like, it's your fault. I'm going to have a bad day because I didn't sleep and it's all your fault. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, so basically I went off on a tangent. I always do tangents, but my midwife's appointment is tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's weird, like, I actually really like going to my prenatal appointments. So, you know, I'm looking forward to my midwife's appointment, even though nothing ever really happens because they're always really kind of uneventful. But it's just always nice to know that everything's going fine. And, you know, I'm sure everything's going fine, but it's always still nice to be told that, isn't it? I am excited more, I think, actually, even just to see where the baby is, because 2 weeks ago, my last appointment, the baby was 3/5 engaged, and which is considered engaged at that point, because if it's like 4/5, then it's not considered engaged yet, and if it's at 3/5 or lower, then it's considered engaged. So I have a feeling the baby's dropped even more, because I've had 2 noticeable drops in my eyes. So I feel like I'd be surprised if the baby wasn't fully engaged by this point, but I mean, it's not like I actually know how to tell these things, so, you know, but, you know, I'm looking forward to find out where it is. Not that it actually means that I'm going to go into labor, but it's just nice to know that the baby will be ready to come out in a good position. So, you know, that's exciting, and it's just, I don't know, it's just nice, because it's always, to me, every midwife's appointment is like another tick of progress. So that's that. Looking down at my notes again to make sure that I'm bringing up everything that I thought I would. I don't think I mentioned that. Did I already mention this in this video? I'm already forgetting what I've talked about and what I haven't. For my weight gain, I have officially, definitely, regardless of fluctuations in either direction, I've definitely gained the 25 pounds, because I think I brought that up quite a few weeks back that I was at 20, and I was expecting to be around 25 at the end of my pregnancy. So I'm at 39 weeks, so depending on when I have baby, actually thinking that it could be possible that maybe I'll get closer to 30. I'm not sure. It doesn't really bother me, obviously, but it's like, if I had the baby, you know, at 40 weeks, then I'll still be around the 25 pound mark, because it's not really, you know, it goes up and down a pound, like, from when I weigh it, but it just depends on what I've eaten and everything. So, you know, if I got to 40 weeks, I pretty much would be sure that I would be at around a 25 pound weight gain. But, like, you know, if I went to 43 weeks, like, I could easily, that's 4 weeks from now, like, I could easily see myself being 30 pounds up. So we'll see. But that's actually kind of a surprise, because I really just thought that, because it was crawling so much before that, like, it was really coming on slowly, but obviously, because this is the point where the baby really packs on the weight has come on faster. Plus, since baby's dropped, I've really enjoyed eating larger meals again, so that probably has something to do with the faster weight gain as well. Not that I think you can actually gain, like, I don't think I can gain fat. I don't think anybody can gain fat like that quickly. So to me, most, like, when you gain weight initially, it's really just junk in your intestines, you know, water retention, let's say. It could be salt related. You know, I think fat actually takes a while to put on. And, you know, usually, like, if you just have a few really good poops, you'll realize that your weight went down. You know, but yeah, so I'm probably just full of a lot more food, because I've been eating a lot more food. But regardless, I'm starting to think I might get to the 30 pound weight gain if baby went far enough. But I don't think baby will go far enough. I'm kind of at the point now that I think baby would come at least by 41 weeks. I mean, based on absolutely nothing, this is just my own feelings. But I also think that pretty much every pregnant woman, when they get towards the end of their pregnancy, thinks that baby's going to come sooner rather than later. It just seems to be the common, you know, you just start to feel like there's no way this baby can stay in there that much longer. So that might be the only reason why I think the baby won't go past 41 weeks, just because I can't imagine, like, it seems so like it doesn't have any space to move around as much anymore. It's still moving. It's still moving. All the time, and it's getting more and more uncomfortable for me. But, because, you know, it's just the movements are so strong and forceful, even though they're smaller movements, because it doesn't have the space to move. But, yeah, it's just hard to imagine that baby could grow much more and still fit. But obviously they do. So that's that. Yeah, like, I'm feeling good, so I have no complaints, and that's a good thing for sure. But it's, you know, I definitely wasn't necessarily expecting to feel so good this far into my pregnancy. So, you know, it's just a bit weird to basically, at this point in my pregnancy, I expected that I would be really uncomfortable and really ready for the baby to come out, and that, you know, time would be moving so slow, and, you know, the days just keep seeming to go by faster and faster. I feel fine. I'm not in any rush to get the baby out, although I would welcome the baby at any day. Like, you know, I will always be excited to meet my baby, because definitely if I went into labor, it would be exciting. But I'm not rushing it. Like, I don't feel like it has to come out right now. So it's like, it's not what I expected, but I'm obviously not going to complain that everything is going so positively. It's just, it's not what I expected, so it's a bit weird. And, you know, this is another week that I feel like is going to go by really fast, because I have a lot to do this week. Nothing to do in conjunction with the baby, like nothing baby related. Like, everything for the baby is ready. So baby can come whenever it wants, but if it didn't, I have loads on my list of things to do between, you know, visitors and, you know, just household chores, which are, you know, obviously, like, you know, things like cleaning. That's just normal stuff, not nesting related, just my normal cleaning schedule as a housewife. Soon to be stay-at-home mom. But yeah, there's just a lot on my calendar this week that's going on. I've got birthday, you know, oh, so this Sunday is Vegfest in London, which is, it's called Vegfest, but it's actually it's all vegan. And there is a part of me that's kind of like, oh, it'll be really nice if, like, the baby wasn't here yet, just so I can go to Vegfest if I'm feeling really good. Because I did have my husband get tickets. It's the day before my due date, so I'm just going to play it by ear whether or not I go, obviously. Well, because if I've had a baby, I'm not going, right? But if I haven't had the baby yet, I'll just play it by ear based on how I feel. Like I said, last week I had days where I had loads of energy and I was able to walk around all day without any issues, and I had days where I was just really low. So depending on how I feel, I will go or I won't go. But I would really like to go, and this is going to sound horrible. One of the big reasons I want to go is because they always have these really fattening, unhealthy, completely not good for you donuts. But they're vegan. And I really, really want one. And I'm not even going to blame it on the fact that I'm pregnant, because every year I want one. And obviously this is the first year that I'm actually pregnant. So it's not even a pregnancy craving. Like, that would be a complete lie. I just want it. But, like, it might be a pregnancy craving related thing that I want it so bad that if I don't go to Vegfest, I've told my husband, I was like, there's a good chance I'm going to make you go by yourself so you can bring me home a donut. Like, is that sad that, like, I want to, well, to put this into perspective, I live in England. I do not live in London. It's about an hour's drive to, well, no, it's more than that, because we wouldn't take the subway in for this festival, because we always drive into London. So it's probably about an hour and a half to drive to where we park, and then we walk over from there, which is about 20 minutes, like, of a leisurely walk, not like a fast walk. Yeah, so it's not like it's just, you know, a quick trip. It's not like a far trip, but it's not quick. But, yeah, that's just putting it into perspective how much this donut really means to me. I mean, obviously I'll do other things while I'm there too, but I do want that donut really bad. This is the real world. I like donuts. I never get to have donuts. Like, the last time I had a donut was a year ago at the Vegfest, and the last time I had a donut before that was a year before that at the Vegfest. So I want my donut. It's a once a year thing. Although we always buy like 3 donuts, not just one. So it's a once a year thing that, you know, it's a bit of a pig fest. But I was born year of the pig, so that's a good excuse to just eat a lot of donuts, right? Yeah, that's everything on my list of things to talk about. So I'll show you my bump because that's the exciting part. Well, that's the part that I probably will want to look back on the most. So this is clearly also not a maternity top because it clearly doesn't fit me. So in my eyes, having a tank top underneath it that comes lower makes it fit. It's cold outside and I don't have like a lot of long sleeve warm maternity clothes because most of my pregnancy was in the warmer weather. So here is the bump from the front, and it is, usually you can tell it's lopsided more if I lean forward. Yeah, you can, let me bend this down a little bit. You can see how it's a bit, you can see my notes. You can see how it's a bit lopsided, hanging a bit crooked. But yeah, so that's funny. There's the bump from the front, and then from the side, it is definitely, I don't think it could drop any lower because that's, you know, as far down as it is, like, that to me is just the top of my super serious lady parts. So the baby's not going any lower unless it's coming out, in my opinion. But we'll find out at the midwife's tomorrow. And this is actually my stomach up here, so if I try to, it's hard to suck it in because I have already eaten, but I can kind of press it in and suck it in. You can see how much lower my actual uterus is right now, because I would not have been able to do that before. So I think the baby's dropped and is maybe fully engaged, but I don't really know. But yeah, that's the bump. I do think that once I have the baby, like, I'm gonna miss being pregnant. Like, obviously I am very excited to have the baby, and I would never regret having the baby over being pregnant, but I do think that I'll miss being pregnant because actually, like, I really enjoy the bump. I really enjoy being pregnant. Yeah, I mean, obviously the baby is the prize at the end that makes it all worth it, but it's weird. I do think that I'll miss being pregnant. It's hard to explain because it's not like I would want to give my baby back to be pregnant once I have it. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. I'm gonna miss being pregnant. I really do think I will. Maybe I won't, but I feel like I will. But I'll also be happy to, like, not have a big bump in between me and my husband when we're trying to, like, cuddle and hug. That's been a bit annoying. So, yeah. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just rambling because I don't know how to stop a video. I hope you guys all have a good week, and I will see you next week for my 40-week update, unless I happen to have a baby in between now and then. I don't think it'll happen, but I also think it really could. So we'll see. But I will see you guys next week, most likely. And if you don't see me and I have a baby, I'm not sure what I'll do video-wise regarding that. I'm sure I'll put something up just so everyone knows, but I just don't know what that will entail. Yeah, so that's it. Hope you guys all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.